Anybody still waiting on record permission? And then just a reminder to you guys, we will have the recording in the Dropbox here within the next hour after we're finished.
Ready? Yeah, I'm unmuted.
All right, assuming everybody is ready, Coach, we'll get an opening statement from you and then turn things over for questions.
I thought we played a great game versus Tulsa. We moved the ball well. We shared it. We were able to get the ball inside to Morris Udeze, who really scored it on the block with his back to the basket. I thought we did a good job of guarding without fouling, and that's one of the things we talked about going into the game, that we couldn't foul those guys. We attacked the zone really well. The game versus Memphis, totally different game. One of the most talented teams in the league, well-coached team. They were picked second. They got great size. We got to do a good job of taking care of the basketball and rebounding. I think those are the two keys to the game versus Memphis.
Questions now?
Yeah, Coach. Memphis, with their defense, they're so aggressive. Just kind of explain to people on film what you've been seeing so far and what makes them so good on defense.
They're long, athletic. They try to steal the ball on every possession. They got one of the best on-ball defenders in Alex Lomax, a kid that we had signed 3 years ago. We got to do a good job of just making sure that on every rebound, we secure the basketball. On every pass, we pass it with two hands. On every catch, we hold our man off, and just know that they're always trying to steal the ball, and we got to make sure we do a good job of taking care of it, especially with our press offense. When they get ready to run and jump, if your man runs the trap, you got to come back to get open to the ball. We got to do a good job of just taking care of the basketball. They force 16 turnovers a game. They're really good on ball defenders, and they're good at trapping, ball screens. So we just got to do a good job with our spacing.
I know that aggression that leads to a lot of fouls too. I mean, they put opponents on the foul line a lot, and you had mentioned that that's been kind of a strong suit for you guys. So, getting to the foul line, how do you guys make sure to keep that going against them? And could that be another key too? Just getting to the foul line and making them pay.
It depends on how the ref is calling the game. When we run our dribble drive, we're trying to get inside the paint and we're drawing a lot of fouls, but they have great on-ball defenders. So I think it'll be a little different than most games. We want to try to share it and do a lot of more motion versus them instead of a lot of one-on-one. So we'll see. It depends on how the game is going, how well they're guarding defensively. And we just got to make sure we're taking care of the ball.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Hope everything is well. Basketball is obviously a game about momentum, and you guys have been able to come off some wins. Obviously, you didn't get to play the game this weekend. I'm just curious, is there anything that you kind of tell your guys to make sure that they stay, ready to play and on the attack for when you guys do take the floor, especially with an opponent like Memphis coming up?
I think we just take it one game at a time, and Memphis is our next opponent. I think it's a big challenge for our guys because Memphis was picked ahead of us. They were picked number 2. They got the team with all the 5 stars. They got the team with the top recruiting class. They got a great head coach in Penny Hardaway. They got one of the best arenas in the league. And I think this will be the first game where they have their fans. So we'll see the best Memphis team that has played this year. They got a good basketball team. They're athletic. We just got to do a good job of just being ready for the next opponent. I think our guys had a couple of days where we could just focus on, making shots, staying in condition, doing a lot of individual workouts to work on our weaknesses. And they did a good job this week of just, practice. We had one off day, and we just really been doing a lot of going up and down, like 5-on-0 type of stuff.
And you talked about that matchup with Memphis and, them being the guys that, a lot of people look at as far as the recruiting and things go. Is there maybe a chip on your shoulder or within the program, within the team right now going up against these guys? We saw that video that you all posted, when you were telling the guys after the game that we could win the American. Is there a sense of urgency and maybe a chip on your shoulder that you want to go out and prove yourselves right and not necessarily prove anybody wrong?
That video got kind of taken out of content. Early on in that video, I was just telling our guys, if we play like this, we'll have a chance to compete every game. And, later on in the season, if we're in position to win, we could possibly, do good enough to win a championship. So it was kind of taken out of content. I think our guys just, take it one game at a time. Of course, they know every name on Memphis team because all those guys were McDonald's All-Americans. I'm sure our guys will come ready to play, but it's just a big challenge, that team being picked ahead of us and having a coach like Penny Hardaway. I think our guys will be ready to go, but it's going to be a big challenge. They're the most talented team in the league. They have great size. They have a lot of talented one-on-one guys. So we got to do a good job of taking care of the basketball, rebounding, and defending at a high level.
Coach, aside from basketball and you guys getting ready for the Memphis game, I'm curious to know, with Martin Luther King holiday yesterday and the inauguration going on tomorrow, history is being made. What is the talk in the locker room, especially with you being the first Black basketball coach at Wichita State and majority of your team being Black players?
You know what? We hadn't talked much about me being a basketball coach. MLK is a special day for all of us. That was some beautiful things that, Mr. King did for all of America, but we hadn't talked much about me being the coach, about me being the first Black coach. We're just trying to focus on playing basketball games, getting better every game, and just competing at a high level. So that's the biggest thing. These guys just want to compete. They're focused, they're ready for the next game, and we just got to go down to Memphis and play well.
And with this break, I know a couple of the players were a little banged up, Monzi and Craig Porter. Is there an injury update on those guys? Or how are they looking ahead of Thursday's game?
Clarence Jackson has to see a doctor today. He practiced yesterday. He went, played well. He shot it good. We didn't have any contact, so it was like individual workout where you just get up shots. But I think he'll be okay. But he is seeing a doctor today. Craig Porter, he practiced yesterday. We did individual instruction. He had a good day, so I think he'll be ready to go. I would say he's probably 95%. He's not 100%, but both of those guys should be available for the game.
And with Clarence, that's his back, or what was his injury again?
Clarence is a back injury. Craig Porter is a knee injury.
And with this kind of extended break, have you guys changed anything up with the practice, or is it kind of come at a right time to, get those guys back to healthy, or what have you kind of done to, take advantage of, the little longer layoff than normal?
What we did was Saturday, we had a scrimmage game. Since we wasn't going to have a game on Sunday, we wanted to get up and down and play a lot of, scrimmage games. So what we did was we played 4 5-minute scrimmage games, and we divided the teams up. We played versus man, we played versus run and jump, we played versus zone, and we just competed. The last thing we did was a blog segment where we take the ball out underneath out of bounds, and we do what we call OD. So you got 2 chances on offense and 2 chances on defense, and that's what the practice was like this weekend. We wasn't able to play a real game, so we called it basically a black and gold game scrimmage this weekend, and I thought we got a lot out of it. Sunday was off, and yesterday we did an individual instruction where it was no contact, and it was just, guys getting in the gym, working on their weaknesses, getting up a lot of shots. We did a lot of ball handling and just a lot of drills.
With Alterique Gilbert, does he have, he's been really solid for you guys. Does he have another level that you think he can go to where he can be, the best player on this team, or is what he's doing right now, that's all you guys need him to do?
Just be solid, take care of the basketball, make sure you get other guys wide open shots. That's something I think he does really well. He's the guy on our team that's got the ball in his hand most of the time. And against Memphis, that's going to be huge because he's going up against Alex Lomax, who is a great on-ball defender. And he just got to value the basketball, take care of it, create shots for Tyson, Dexter, Trey, all those guys. He's getting Morris Udeze, Isaiah Chandler, easy baskets at the rim. He just got to continue to do a good job of just valuing the basketball, taking good shots, and making stationary open threes.
Got time for about 2 more if you guys want it.
And with just going to Memphis, that's been, one of the tougher road trips in the American the last 2 years. Just how much would a win here kind of swing things? You've talked about how big the win at South Florida is. Just how big are road wins in the American, especially at Memphis?
I think winning on the road is a challenge and is always good if you can do that. We just want to take it one game at a time. Again, Memphis is a place we've never won at in the American Conference. They're a good basketball team at home. They got a big-time facility in the FedEx Forum. I'm not sure how many fans they'll be able to have, but this will be their first game with fans, so I'm sure their team will be up for the challenge. I'm sure they'll play with a lot of energy. We just got to do a good job in going down and playing well. And again, anytime you can win on the road is always great. So I think our team is just excited, to play the next game, and Memphis is the next game. So we'll be up for the challenge.
One more. And then I guess were you encouraged when you went back and watched the tape of the Tulsa game of off-ball movement, the ball movement? I thought you guys, that was one of the better games where you guys were able to get open shots, especially against that Tulsa defense going up against Memphis. Is it pretty encouraging to coming off a game like that?
It is. I think we did a great job of sharing the basketball in all our offensive sets. We talked about moving the basketball, not letting it stick, turning down an open shot and getting somebody else a better shot. I think it's two different games, though. You know, Tulsa, they go 1-2-2 and they sit back in a matchup zone, where Memphis is a team that's going to pick you up full court. They're going to run and jump. They're going to try to crawl up in your space. And we just got to have a good job of, you know, taking care of the basketball when you're handling it, making sure that you run your hands into the ball when you're breaking to get open. And we just got to execute. We got to do a good job of taking good shots, not turning it over, transition defense, and rebounding. If we can do those four things, you know, we have a good chance down there.
All right, thank you, Coach. Guys, we'll talk to you Thursday night from Memphis.